Hi, it's the Mad-Psychologist. I hope you saw my last video that was on compliments. The video was about our difficulty in accepting compliments. What are the benefits of accepting compliments? How to respond to compliments. I talked a little bit about self-esteem, the hides behind our inability to accept compliments. Hopefully you liked that video. If you've not watched it, please check it out. In today's video, I would like to discuss how to put your point across in an effective manner. Let's just imagine a situation when you have a problem. Since a lot of problems derive from being in a relationship, we would like to address them with the person next to us. It's not easy, isn't it? If that problem involves that person's behavior, what happens when you suddenly try to say to someone that you don't like that behavior? Most of the time, people become defensive. They feel attacked. Our sense of righteousness doesn't allow us to sometimes address the issue about ourselves because we feel attacked. Our self-esteem that I talked about before in my previous video is possibly low. We hear something that is not good about us. So it's very difficult to accept when someone gives us some criticism. In psychology, we discuss constructive criticism. In my mind, it's criticism, but it is put across in a way that is not offensive, that is assertive. If we use constructive criticism in the right manner, the other person on the receiving end of that constructive criticism doesn't feel like they have to defend anything. Hopefully that let us have a discussion about something we don't like. In general, it's the behaviors that we're not happy with. You don't always have to get yourself involved in an argument. How do we do it? How do we put our point across in a way that does not sound too offensive, aggressive, or rude? There is a very simple formula that I use at work. This is just one of the psychological tools you can use to help yourself communicate your problems, your issues in an appropriate way, non-confrontational way. The formula starts with you explain your problem, you are clear about your problem, you try to choose words that don't attack another person. So you focus on the problem rather than another person. For example, in a relationship, quite often people are upset about the fact that someone doesn't spend enough time with us. It's brewing inside of us. We may mention that sometimes, but what happens is the person doesn't respond very well to that because we're not assertive enough. Sometimes we are aggressive in our words, so the person doesn't come back to the subject, doesn't spend enough time with us still, and we are getting more and more irritated, frustrated, and sometimes angry. So in this situation, the first step you take, you explain what the problem is. You say, I would like to spend more quality time with you. Is that offensive to another person? Not really. Is that clear what you would like to do? Yes. The second thing you would like to do is express your feelings about it. How do you do it? This is the key. Don't use you in a statement if you want to describe your own feelings. Don't say, you don't spend enough time with me. How does that feel for another person, for the person who is on the receiving end? It feels attacking, doesn't it? Verbally attacked. I'm not saying don't validate your own feelings. I'm saying think about how you can express those feelings in a better, more effective, non-confrontational way. Focus on I statements. Instead of saying you don't spend time with me, you say, I feel upset because I would like to spend more quality time with you. I don't feel that's been happening. The second step is express your feelings in an appropriate, effective way so that it's non-confrontational. Does that sound the same way as you don't spend enough time with me? You don't attack another person for that behavior. You want them to change that behavior on the basis of how that behavior makes you feel, not attacking the person. Bring it onto yourself and say, I feel upset because I'm not spending enough quality time with you. What can we do about it? And then you find the solutions. Obviously, someone may become a little bit defensive because you're not stupid. They know what you're talking about, what you're trying to discuss, but you don't trigger them with words. What also happens is When you use words like that, your body language is nicer, warmer, and more open, because whenever you think about it in a nicer way, your body language aligns with it. I am upset because I would like to spend more quality time with you. And then what you could do is to say, is there anything we can do about it? That's it. The only thing you need to remember is the person may come back with different answers. They may accept what you've just said because you've been nice, you've been open, you've been understanding of their feelings because you are not attacking them, you are non-confrontational, non-judgmental, you expressed your own feelings in a very nice way. They still may say, well, I don't think so. I think I do spend a lot of time with you. I work too much. I need some time to myself. And that's fair enough. They may react like that too. So then you repeat the process. And again, you don't get yourself involved in the whole argument of that person's not doing that for you. You need to focus on what you want out of this and how you go about it. So again, you say, I would like my feelings to be validated. And if you don't agree, I would like for you to take some time and come back to me and discuss it in a nice way so that we can find some solutions or compromise. How does that sound? Obviously, this is just what I have come up with. You can come up with your own examples because you are your own person. Your language will be different. You find your own way, but you can see the gist of, you can see the example of how not to start an argument initially. How to try to prevent your discussion from escalating. That person may well say, yeah, you're right. What can we do about it? What would you like me to do about it? That would be perfect, ideal scenario. If you use those steps, there is a higher likelihood of that person responding in a very effective way, in a very nice way, gentle way, rather than in an aggressive way because they might have felt attacked. They don't feel attacked with words like that. If they do, then there is obviously some issues there. There is possibly deeper issues there because that means that that person is not open to the discussion. And in that situation, then there's deeper issues, and then you would have to have different discussions on this. But in a very simple way, that's basically one of those things that you would like to discuss, and it happens to almost everyone. The person may come and try to negotiate, and that's fine, because obviously they've not been doing something they did because they didn't want to do it. For whatever reason, they've not done it. So they may want to compromise, and that's fine. They would say, well, but I feel like I don't get any time to myself. How would you respond to that? You may say, I hear you. What can we do so that it is balanced and you have got time for yourself and then you have got time for me too? Is there anything I can help you with to make it happen? You see the lack of confrontation. It's not easy. It's not easy at all, but something we can learn. I have to practice it too. Sometimes I use it. Sometimes I get myself completely wound up. I just get really frustrated depending on my mood, depending on if I've got a lot of stress in my life, if I don't have enough sleep. All of those aspects affect how I respond. But if I've got tools that I'm giving you now, there is something I can use in those good moments. So it's nice to have something in your psychological pocket to take it out when you need it. So that's one of the formulas you can use to put your point across effectively and in a non-confrontational way. First of all, you state what the problem is in a nice way, non-confrontational way, describing possibly the behavior rather than the person. Then again, you focus on your own feelings. You use your I statements. I feel upset rather than you make me feel upset, to avoid confrontation, to avoid attacking another person, and to get that person to listen to us rather than going onto a self-defense journey. The third thing you need to do is to offer solutions, or you can ask for solutions in a nice, effective way. And if that person doesn't have the solutions, you may want to offer the solutions which are based on mutual gain. If someone comes back to you in an argumentative way, Focus on your own feeling. Try to avoid using you. Focus on I and say, I don't like the way I've been spoken to. I would like to be heard. I would like to be validated. I would like to offer a solution. Do you see the difference? But if I say to you, you make me feel awful. You don't spend time with me. You never, oh, that's another thing. I forgot to say one thing that is extremely important. Generalization. Always and never. I would avoid those two words. You never spend time with me. I mean, that is just like a perfect example of initiation of an argument. Same, you always make me feel this way. That's just not true too, because first of all, it's how you respond to the situation. So how you make yourself feel as well. So that's one thing, how you respond to the situation. And also, it's not true that that person always makes you feel like that. If that is true, then there's a deeper problem. Then obviously just a simple discussion like this is not going to work. That's a deeper problem in the relationship. If you really want to talk about frequency of someone's behavior, yes, of course you can do it. I often feel that way. There are moments when I don't feel like this, but there are moments when I do. And I would like to focus on the moments when I feel upset. Please avoid using never and always. They are not very good it's not easy to communicate with others when we feel upset, frustrated, or angry. It's not very easy. I understand that. I hear you. Because I do that too. Everyone does it. Everyone has got a different personality. Sometimes we explode. That's what happens. We're humans. But what I always say is to minimize those situations is the key. That's our achievement. That's our goal. Our goal is to focus on moments when we can do it rather than we cannot do it. I think sometimes people just want to have an argument because they've got a lot of emotions in themselves. They want to get it out of themselves. They want to express those emotions and they feel like they need to argue. I understand that sometimes people are just tired, in a bad mood, and they want to get themselves involved in an argument rather than solve the issue. But this video is for those who actually want to put that point across effectively so that they can find a good solution that is mutually pleasant. If you've got any questions, please let me know. I'm pretty sure this will come up again because assertiveness, when you have to say no or when you have to assertively say something to someone, when you would like to put your point across assertively, that is something that I'm pretty sure I will discuss again because it's got so many angles to it. It's something that we use on a daily basis, or we don't use, but we should use, something that affects our lives on a daily basis. So hopefully I'm going to come up with something interesting again and you will like it too. If you like my content, please subscribe. It will help me produce more videos, more content. It will help me share my knowledge with you more easily because it gives me some boost, some confidence. It gives me some motivation to do more videos for you. So please subscribe. Press the like button if you like the videos as well, and if you think that you get something out of it. If you've got more questions, if you've got anything you would like me to discuss, please let me know in the comments below, or you can also email me. I hope you have a lovely day or lovely night wherever you are, and see you next time. Bye.